What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Can We Get That in Vertical? Brought to you by Creative Cult. Brock and Aaron coming at you again for another week. Brock, how are we?
I am fantastic. Just returned from Vietnam holidays. Totally refreshed. We've been a little bit up and down since beginning the podcast because we've been in and out of our own holidays. But we're back. We're good. Business is booming. Loving life.
Booming. We've got an office. We're in the office now.
Yeah.
So sick.
If you've been on Insta, you've seen a couple of pictures, a couple of stories from the new office. We're slowly building it out. Not really, nothing crazy.
Decking it out. Just making it a bit of a vibe as opposed to an office.
I had a pretty terrible experience with trying to buy some cool lights for the office. Let's just say I'm not the right guy to send into the shops.
Yeah, that's fair.
Aaron came back with some amazing products that. Well, the worst thing that happened was the cleaner threw out so we can't return the items that we no longer need because the cleaner came through on the weekend and threw out the boxes. So there's a fire sale going on in our office. If you need new lighting,
there might be a bit of a marketplace bundle deal. Just come and get all the failed lights that we don't like.
All of them.
But yeah, we just wanted to, jump back into it. We're obviously both back now, so we can start doing these every week again and just, chatting about, what's new in content, what we're up to, what we've kind of noticed, all those kinds of things. And something that I wanted to talk about today was posting on social media.
Again.
Again.
We're going to reiterate.
It seems like something that's so obvious, but we, like me especially as a creative, I know that posting something kind of it's a hard slog. It's a hard slog to get yourself to go, yeah, I'm happy with that, post that, because obviously a lot of the times you're not happy with a product. Like you could tinker on a video or a photo or something forever and still not have it how you kind of want it. And so I guess kind of once you do that, you post on social media, it's like out there for the world to see and criticize, and you probably have a million thoughts of it. But we have just been, we fell off for a little bit, but we were posting every day for like what, maybe 2.5-3 weeks?
3 weeks. I think we made it for 3 weeks. But then we went on holidays. And
then we went on holidays. And so, we fell off a bit.
Yeah.
That's something else that we're going to get back into. But yeah, just being consistent and posting old stuff, new stuff, things that we've made, things that we've seen, ripping other people's content that we like and just posting it with our take on it, all those kinds of things. And I mean, not only does it, I think from the outside looking in, it definitely makes it seem like you're super busy, which is good.
And this is not our words. This is people from the inside the industry coming to us going and telling us these things.
Yeah. Things like, oh, you guys look busy. You guys look like you're doing a lot, which like we are, but posting every day a new bit of work, new bit of client work, a new bit of personal work. It definitely like keeps up that image of like, you guys are killing it. You guys are crushing it, which is cool. And then, I had an experience today, which I was telling Brock that I went to meet a client. We're doing some content for an event. We went and checked out the space. And the client was telling me how obviously they were putting on the event for their client. And then, so it's like an agency is like doing the event for that client.
It's a lot of the clients that we have is agencies that are doing events for other.
Yeah. And so she said to me that the client that they were doing the event for nearly had locked in, had gotten quotes and nearly locked in some content people, and they had got quotes from 8 different people in the local area. And the agency said, no, these guys are who you want, and obviously linked us. And they were like, oh, we're like so close to locking it in, like we're about to lock it in. And they're like, no, like trust me, these guys look sick. Let's go with them. And so they did, and we got the job. But she said to me that she just saw one video that we'd done that she really liked and the agency really liked, and they're like, oh no, these guys are it.
Mm.
And it just like, again, it seems so simple, but just like posting on socials, like
Continues to be the alpha.
it continues to work. It continues to work. And yeah, it's obvious. People don't know what you do unless you show them what you do. And yeah, we're seeing a lot of that. We're getting a lot of things from socials, posting a lot of reels, and then getting other clients like looking at those and going, oh, you guys do that? Like, sick.
I mean,
like,
yeah, we've probably had 3 clients in the last month come to us from work that we've done previously that was shown on socials, where they're like, that is sick. We want that. At least 3.
We don't like, we're doing this more now, but we don't really like actively go out searching for clients. Like, clients just come to us.
We just
they
started
see our work and
advertising,
come to us.
But we're only advertising a particular product. We're not advertising our work. We're advertising a particular little boxed item.
Niche item.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, it was just the importance of posting on social, getting that out to your customers, to people that you want to work with, just continues. We continue to see it work time and time again.
It is totally proven as the lead alpha for any kind of business. It's so much so that like our belief in it's becoming even more concise, because we're going out of our way now to create content for jobs that we want. So we've gone actively out now, and I don't know whether Aaron will say it, but I'll let him if he wants to. We've thought up a couple of shoots that we want to do, and we've gone out and approached the clients, approached the people with the products that we want. We're going to just shoot it for free because the client is currently above what the people that we're dealing with. I mean, not totally, but it's not crazy that we would work with these kind of clients, but it's just enough that we haven't shot that stuff before, so we have no track record to show them that that's what we've shot. Hit them up, and they're like, "Yep, sick."
It's a hard sell to go to a client that you've never done any like work in that kind of field and go, oh, let me trust me to do this. Give me $5,000, thanks.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, and that's that's what you got to do. We know that we're gonna smash it. I won't say what it is, because we'll talk about it once we do it. We can talk about the experience or whatever. But yeah, just going out to those clients and going, hey, look what we've done. We think we could do this really well.
Yeah, just
let us try, and then if it leads to something, it leads to something. If it doesn't, we've still got a sick showreel piece. So, and we'll get that work from somewhere else. I'm confident that we're going to smash this out of the park. So, yeah, very excited for that.
And then the vlog is, speaking of social media content.
The vlog. Well, actually, let's talk about, before we get into that, tease him with a vlog. But the idea that it kind of sprung from is Brock and I went to Melbourne the other week
again
to see
another conference.
We're globetrotters. We went and saw Gary V speak at an event. Brock, do you want to tell everyone about our experience?
Yeah, for those that don't follow me personally, I am a V fiend. Gary helped me through a personal crisis in my life where I'd left my job and kind of had no direction and didn't really know what I wanted to do. I was working for a friend and just kind of trying to figure myself out at middle-aged, basically, I would call myself at that time. And listening to his podcast, I probably listened to this is before Apple Podcasts stopped. Now you can only listen to the last 2 years. Before that, you could listen to every podcast that ever existed. So I literally went back as far as you could go in Gary's podcast and would just listen to it religiously, walked every morning, listened to it. So he is a businessman at heart, who talks about his content now is more based around feelings and getting yourself motivated and showing you how easy life can be if you just put your mind to it. But back then it was really business focused, and he still does a lot of business stuff and talks about marketing essentially, but he was very much business focused and just like mindset focused back then. So he went, as soon as he's anywhere, I'll go to his conferences. I think he's been to Australia 3 times since, and I've been to every single one. This one was weird because it was a juxtaposition where a guy that we didn't know had obviously paid for him to come out to prop his own his own deal. And this is a smart idea. Like if you're talking about how to leverage yourself, if you have the money, you can pretty much buy any kind of leverage. Like he used Gary as an influencer. So Ethan Donati, who is like I say, leads,
like leads
yes,
specialist.
So lead specialist. So his job is to basically get businesses new inbound leads for their businesses. And he's got a track record of where he's like blown it out of the park. And his sale there was like a $40,000 year-long
40,000. Like do it
for 1
do
year.
it. Like he'll do all of your leads.
Do it for you.
He'll do all your ads, all that for you.
But this doesn't include ad spend. So it's $40,000 you're paying him, and then you do your ad spend on top of that. So he was there to sell that, and I think he had another speaker that was kind of there to sell him as well, and then had Gary in there to sprinkle on top and basically fill it out. But it was a great experience, and I think we actually ended up, from the guy that we didn't know, we actually learned, like, I think it reinforced a couple of more things in us for our business, and LinkedIn became a subject for us over that period where we I think that was Gary talking about that, wasn't it? Where he was just talking about
Gary was saying that he thinks that LinkedIn is definitely like an underutilized social media.
We agree.
And that it's going to become a big thing in the next few years.
If you think about it, and this, I don't know whether anyone that listens to this podcast in this context might be interested in this, but if you think about it rationally and you looked at LinkedIn as a product, it is just another version of social media. It's not it is still a job market, but really it is a B2B social media. So it's where business people go to meet other business people and discuss business and chat about business, more so than, I'd say Instagram is fashion and scenic stuff and women, I suppose, and Facebook's like left wing versus conservatives.
Obviously this is a huge insight into Brock's algorithm.
but what we've been finding, the more actively you do, if you can post once a week on LinkedIn, that's enough to stay active and stay eventually get a bunch of interactions on LinkedIn and get followers. So it's great. So it's an avenue we're chasing now actively.
So yeah, now we're going to start looking at LinkedIn, and I got the idea because I watch a guy on TikTok called Jack Cook. I watch him like almost religiously every day on TikTok. He does a daily vlog. Oof. So he daily vlogs on TikTok.
Isn't he over a year now?
He's at vlog 600 and something. So yeah, he's
2 years.
Just past 2 years. And it just got me, and I've like listened to a couple of podcasts that he's been on, and it just kind of got me thinking like we should maybe start trying something either with Creative Call or even just like me personally, just doing some kind of like vlog and building up the personal brand. I've like heard it so many times from so many different people, and I hear it and kind of don't do anything about it.
Bashed on the head by it.
I'm going to start doing something about it. And we're going to trial these at the start, weekly LinkedIn vlogs. Even just saying weekly kind of makes me think that that's too little. Daily scares me. maybe one, maybe 2 a week. I don't know. We'll see. But we're going to start doing weekly and just kind of see what kind of, I don't know, what comes of it. Well, and nothing might come of it, but it still might be a cool insight for people to see like what we get up to during the week.
Which is, just breakfast and walking.
It's just breakfast and walking, really. Yeah. You're going to see a great shot of some bacon and eggs, that's for sure.
What I found interesting was the discussion that it prompted between the two of us. And we both are very active thinkers, I'd say. Like, predominantly, we like to overthink stuff a lot, sometimes to our detriment, sometimes to our, sometimes a plus. But if something comes up like that, it's definitely something that was already on the back of my mind. But not being the content creator in the business, I don't like to actively create more work for Aaron. I like to take work away from him and help him out. So if I have an idea like that, I generally wait for it to simmer, and then Aaron will say, I'm like, yeah, man, let's do it. I will then hop on top and like push it. But it created a discussion where we started to break down, okay, what does a weekly vlog look like? And how can we take the pressure in the mindset away from us where it, because you say it, you're like weekly vlog, you're like, oh my God, how much work am I gonna, like immediately the workload.
I just sent a shot to Brock of me hopping out of my car that I filmed, and I reach back for the camera as I finish it, and I go, "This is so cringe."
Because you're not trying to create shots. You're just creating a little bit more work and adding it to your day. But it's still it's still an edit. It's still things that you have to do. And if you've never done one before, you don't understand the work that it takes into it. So we started to break it down. And really, it got down to, oh, hang on, it's just shooting for 2 minutes a day. It's like I'm just adding a phone recording, like I'm adding 10 more seconds to my day of just pressing the phone or putting it somewhere and pressing record to get that content. Of course, it still has to be in your mind. You still got to remember to do these things. But I think it's a great tool that we should all use much more of, where you kind of sit there and you think about tasks that are so big in our lives, whether it be at work, whether it be personal, and just start to break it down into little bite-sized pieces. Because as soon as we did that, it was like, oh, okay, like this should seem simple. And after we do this first week, we'll have an even bigger understanding of what it looks like. So sometimes it's just doing it. And we're big.
Yeah, it becomes less scary once you actually start putting the actions in place, because you can just overthink things. Like Brock said, we overthink things all the time. It's like as soon as you just start doing it, you're like, oh yeah, this isn't so bad.
I mean, we currently record 2 podcasts. Do we have enough time really to do them? No. But we record them. We show up every week. When we're not on holidays, that is. I mean, we haven't had a holiday in 5 years, mate. Go on, give me a break. And you just start to break it down into little things that become manageable, and all of a sudden you're out in front and you're like, geez. Like even us talking about posting every day, that still seems unmanageable. But we did it, and we did it pretty simply in the end. It's just kind of...
And literally all it took was us to sit down for 20 minutes every week and just plan what we're going to post that week.
Yeah, that's how simple posting 7 days a week was, and is for all of you out there. So it's like, but obviously the initial phase, I think the initial phase was an hour of planning of like, what does a week look like and what content do we want to post? But then the preemptive of the next beat was 10 to 20 minutes max of a chat. Like, and sometimes it'd just be like, it was more the captions. The captions is what was actually going.
Oh God, having to rewrite Brock's cringy captions. Jesus.
I'm sorry, I'm not as good as you with words, Aaron.
It's fine. It's fine. You'll get there. But yeah, that's kind of what's going on with this week. That's our thoughts. We've got some exciting shoots coming up, which will be fun to post and talk about. We've got some more conferences that we're going to that I'm sure we'll come back to with a lot of thoughts and
we're doing
knowledge on. We've got an AI summit that we're going to next week, so that'll be interesting. But yeah, that's kind of all.
Always learning. Always
learning. The head's screwed open and the knowledge is funneling in. That's what we love. Showered in knowledge. Thanks for listening, guys. Make sure to rate, review, subscribe. Give us a follow, Creative Call AU. Leave us a like, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Bye.